Yeah, that's what we're going through it right now. I'm talking about it's coming down hard. Mm.
Hello, beautiful farm fam. We just got through with a pretty severe weather system that just came through, and actually it is still going through in a lot of the southern and northern areas of Alabama, where there's just a cluster of tornadoes that have just kind of there's been a cluster of tornadoes that have just come through and that are still coming through. And here we are in January. You guys, this is not tornado season, but it is surprisingly very, very warm weather for this time of the year. But I'm going to turn you guys around just so you can see some of the damage that was done. Now, my husband just cleaned most of it up, but this huge limb right here just fell onto the fencing, and he's already fixed most of it for the most part. It kind of loosened up some of the wires or whatever here, but nothing that's not like easily fixable. Yeah, it was just we had a lot of wind. We had definitely a lot of rain, which is something that I do want to show you back in that area over there. But quickly, I'm going to just walk through here, and we don't have any rain or wind or anything like that right now, but you guys can see how deep that went into the ground. A couple of them did, actually. No, you cannot come in here. You are off limits, Missy. Hopefully it's not too slippery, because these water boots, even though they're wonderful for water, they are not great for slick areas at all. So this is just some of the puddled up water, which is not uncommon. I mean, this happens regularly, you know, when we get flash floods or whatever. But this is what's kind of cool. We have a we have a small rapids that's coming in. And this is what happens when we get a ridiculous amount of rain. It just, it comes in, it splits, goes that way, this way, comes around over here. The stuff that comes from like the driveway and just down through, you know, this way and that way, kind of comes in through here, then turns, goes this way, then comes in through here. And as you can see, there's a big area over here that just kind of puddles up, because what happens is no matter how many leaves or limbs or debris that you clean up through here, it's always going to grab more from the neighbor's yard or wherever. It's going to be pushed through, especially when it's coming through as hard as it is right now. And then what ends up happening is the debris starts piling up in through there, and it just takes a while for things to flow properly. You can see my neighbors out there next door trying to just clean up some of the area to allow the water to flow a little bit better. But yeah, it's just what happens. And then by tomorrow, it'll all be gone. I mean, obviously, we're still going to have this water over here is going to be completely gone. Actually, it'll probably be gone in the next couple of hours. But for right now, it is flowing and flowing very nicely. So wild. But I think we're done for the rain for the afternoon, so that's a good thing. To talk about some crazy weather, as of right now, it is probably, I'm going to guess and say maybe 60, somewhere in the 60 degrees outside. It's not very cold at all. Chilly, maybe, because I have a very thin, light jacket on, but it's not like, you know, cold. But tomorrow, we're supposed to get snow. Like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? We go from tornadic weather, which You know, tornadoes come, I don't know how deep it is. Tornadoes come when you have cold air and warm air that collides. But the cold air is not quite that cold, and the warm air is not that warm. So it's very strange to me why we even had all this crazy tornado weather. But then tomorrow, maybe it's because of a cold front that's coming through. I mean, I don't know. It's just very, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know really why the weather does what it does and how it does what it does. All I know is tornadoes is warm and cold weather colliding and causes all kinds of crazy pressures in the air and stuff like that. But to know that we have tornadoes today and snow tomorrow, no, it said snow in the morning. It didn't say possible chance. But anyways, regardless, possible, not possible, my weather said snow in the AM. So that's just nuts, man. It's just so crazy. So very crazy. Oh, and then to top it off even more, I was in my garden area, and the area that I always have like my irises and lilies and stuff like that. Here we are in January, and they're starting to sprout back up again. They're not supposed to be sprouting until like March or April, and already they're sprouting. Now, most likely we're gonna get this cold weather that comes through tomorrow, and it may kill them, and then they'll have to try to re-sprout again. But just wild weather. I'm gonna take you to this back section and kind of show you what's going on over here. I mean, it is really pretty. We don't get rushing water like this all the time, so when the water does come through like this, it is just kind of neat. But then when you look at everything else and all the mud and muck, it doesn't make it look so pretty anymore. We got a lot of wet patches right now, but man, we've been having rain come through since like 7, I don't know, maybe even earlier at 6:30 this morning. So it is currently 12:30. So that's a lot of rain, hours and hours. We had the paddock open, which is something I hate to do. But because we had tornado weather, we had the paddock open. So if the animals wanted to go in the barn, they could. Abby is currently in the middle stall, somewhere over here in the middle stall. And Zeke is actually, you can see him right there. He's still underneath shelter. He does not want to be out in the weather. She looks like she, look at her. She is soaking wet. Miss Daisy. Daisy. You were playing in the rain, weren't you? Look, she's all dark and wet. You are a silly girl. It doesn't even look like my Daisy. Look how dark she is, you guys. I don't know if she stuck her head in something or what, but she does look awfully dark. How you doing, Mama? The ducks absolutely love this. They go digging through the mud and make more mud piles, and they are a mess. The chickens love it. Look at Charlie. Gotta go pick that chair up. I'll tell you what, if someone gets smaller animals for this area, or when they purchase the house, they don't put animals on it for a while, and just spread some seed, especially along the bank here and here. If they spread some really good seed, and you know, like maybe put some seed over here in these areas and just let it grow for a while before putting animals on it. Wow, what a beautiful piece of land this really could be. Unfortunately, having big livestock animals is going to put a big dent in the dirt. They're heavy. When it rains, they muck it up. But smaller livestock like your goats, your chickens, even probably like a donkey or something like that wouldn't be a bad idea. We really wanted a milk cow or dairy cow, and I'm really glad that we did go ahead and get dairy cows, because we really love our cows. But it does take a toll on the land for sure. But it's amazing soil. You guys, I talk about the soil all the time. It's kind of a weird thing, but this is what farmers do. We talk about the soil. Look how good this soil is. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that. We have a mixture. Yeah, it went literally, it goes from that, hay, manure, you know, that kind of stuff, poop. We love that word on this channel. So it goes, yeah. So it goes from that to this amazing, amazing stuff. And, you know, honestly, they're just going to keep on walking on this and keep on putting more manure down, and it's just going to make it that much better. And some people say that you have to like let it air out a little bit or whatever before you actually use it in your gardens and stuff like that. But I have seen it do some pretty great stuff without letting it dry out and air out. Maybe it would do better if you did that, but it still works just fine, even if you put it in wet. And look, and then we have wonderful worms that come. So all of this right here turns into that. And a lot of it has to do with these. And when you have these, you just have really, really good soil. Without worms, you guys, soil doesn't turn into nearly what it should. But look, okay, we got this one working over here. Those two are at work over there. That one, these two are at work over here. Got some ducks working over there. I mean, all of the animals right now are just really working on the land and getting it all ready and prepared for springtime. So honestly, I mean, we're in winter. We're not going to grow anything right now anyways. So yeah, everything looks ugly and muddy and mucky and whatever. But as long as we have a good source for hay, which we do, we have an excellent hay supplier who's right down the road from us. Hi. Hey, mister. Hi. Tell everybody how good you're doing. Say hi, everyone. Hey. You're a good boy, aren't you? Aren't you? How'd you do with the rain? Ducks are even at work over here. Tiny Tim and the goat boys are over there. They're doing well. And they have a nice fresh water source that's coming in right now too. So one of the things that's really cool about this time of the year, even though we do give our animals fresh water at all times, they have a wonderful fresh water source that comes in through here. So let's say the pig or something knocks over the water dish, which, you know, it does happen because pigs are notorious for knocking over waters and stuff. But if they do get thirsty, they could always get water. Looks like Miss Daisy decided to come back in. Not sure why. It's not raining and we are not going to be getting any more rain. I actually would like to get the two of them out of here. The thing that's the worst about all of this right now, honestly, there's flies in winter. If you guys have a farm, or if you don't have a farm and you're like considering getting a homestead or whatever, when you're in an area where it gets really hot during the summer, which is the majority of areas in our country, during summer we get very warm weather, and it's usually warm enough that it starts to produce a lot of flies. Well, most of us farmers get really excited when we know that winter's around the corner or fall is around the corner, because that means that all the flies from spring and summer are going to go away and we won't see them for another few months. But because we have had such a crazy warm winter, there's still not as many flies as there normally is with summertime. But look, this guy's trying to bite me. He's trying to bite my arm. She won't bite me, but he's trying to grab me. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, mister? They're soaking wet, look. They're just nasty soaking wet. Yeah, so I've been noticing quite a bit of flies around here, which is very, very aggravating, especially, well, for a couple different reasons. We have babies that are going to be on the ground soon, and I absolutely cannot stand when we have babies on the ground and flies in the air. That's why spring babies is actually kind of challenging, because that's when you start seeing a lot of that fly production. And when you have babies with the mucus on them and stuff like that, or trying to get rid of the afterbirth, if the mom doesn't eat the afterbirth and you need to get rid of the membrane or whatever, you know, if you're not burying it deep enough, or, you know, if you're just throwing it somewhere, it is going to produce a lot of flies, especially if you do that during the springtime. Well, when it happens this time of the year, it's usually not that big of a deal because it's cold out. Well, now we need to be a little bit more particular. Anyways, we have just a few different things that we're not really used to dealing with at this time of the year. But as always, we managed to work through everything. And we do have some exciting news coming up. I'm not ready to share it with you guys yet, but hopefully we will have some really fun news to share with you guys within the next couple months. We'll just say that. At least the next 3 weeks. Nah, let's stick with a couple months. Within the next couple months, we'll have some really great news for you guys. I'm pretty confident that things are going to work out smoothly. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. If you are not subscribed to the channel, but you've been watching us, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know the next time that we post a video, so you guys can keep updated with what's going on here. We want to take you guys along with us for that journey. So, you know, and if you've been watching our channel or you're new to the channel, just know that we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the future. So we're excited about it. We hope that you're excited about it too. And patience is a virtue. You know, if you have not heard that saying before, or if you have, it truly is. Because the more patient you are throughout things in your life, or the more calm, the more peace that you can bring to your life, God will bring more good things to you. So just keep that in mind. You know, weather the storm. You know, again, more storms. It's just, I'll explain all of this to you in a couple months, just to give you a better idea of what it is that I'm talking about. But for right now, just stay tuned, and we hope that you guys stay blessed. And until next time, we'll see you guys then. Take care.